You know, Minnesota's got some of the finest walleye lakes in North America. Lakes like Mille Lacs and Leech and Winnie and Cass and Red and parts of Lake of the Woods and Rainy. These are all big giant lakes that got a lot of walleyes, and people just really come up in droves for the opening of the fishing season. Then we have smaller lakes that are pretty good size. In my hometown, there's a lake called Gull Lake. Then you got Otter Tail, Big Pine, Lake Bemidji. These are all darn good walleye lakes of just mid-size. And on this opening weekend, people really get serious about their walleye fishing. Now, I was reading the paper this weekend, and the reports generally were that fishing was really bad. You know, the post-spawn bite was on, the fish haven't recuperated yet. The water's got to warm up before the fish will start to bite. And the reports were generally pretty tough on most of these lakes that I'm talking about. Yet I know 3 guys on 3 different lakes. One of my close friends that guides out of Grand Rapids was up on Leech Lake. There was maybe as many as 1,000 boats on Leech Lake, and everybody said, oh, the fishing was terrible. One of the guys we work with, Bob Bacala, he was out on Gull Lake in my hometown of Brainerd, and he whacked them pretty good. Yet most of the reports that we had off of there is, hey, the fishing was terrible. We got to wait another week or so for the water to warm up before we can start whacking the walleyes. And then I got a friend that came over on Mille Lacs Lake, a well-known walleye lake, and in the middle of the day, he beat up on a fish really, really good, and the rumor there was, well, the daytime bite was pretty tough. You had to wait for the evening bite and get the corking bite or go pull Rapalas to get bit. Well, these 3 guys on 3 different lakes did extremely well, better than almost anybody on the lake. And they were all doing the same thing. They were jigging. Now, one of them was jigging with live bait. The other 2 were jigging with soft baits. In both cases, they were throwing Trigger X. But what all 3 of them were doing was fishing in shallow water. And I'm talking anywhere from 6 to 10 feet of water. 10 feet and shallower on all of these lakes. And the vast majority of all of the other anglers were fishing 10 feet and deeper. Some bodies of water, if it's stained in dark water, you can catch fish in 2 feet of water, and we've done it on some of these darker water lakes, these prairie walleye lakes.
And to complement that, Al, it's pretty simple math. These perch spawned not too long ago up on these flats, and so they're still up here. And these shiners are coming in to spawn up on these flats, and so these walleyes are simply up here chasing all this forage down.
You know, not all the fish in a lake obviously do the same thing at the same time. We're fishing and talking about a large population of these walleyes at this time that are from that first drop off, the first edge, and shallower. Some dark, shallow, dishpan, prairie type lakes, that first drop off might be a 4 to 6 foot deep. Yeah, you know, in a bigger, clearer, deeper lake, that first edge might be about 10 to 12 feet, you know, and then roll off. In a lot of the lakes that we fish, these flats are somewhere around 8 foot deep. And these fish are from that edge, that 10 foot, and rolls up to 8 across the top of those flats. And I don't know what percentage of the fish are up there, but it's a huge, huge percent. It's way more than the fish that are down and out on structure.